$600,000 years ago, an ancestor of modern humans, Homo heidelbergensis, lived in equatorial Africa. At some point, a group split off and migrated out of the tropical forests of Africa and into Europe. This group eventually evolved to become Neanderthals. But how did the Neanderthals survive the Ice Age? The world in which Neanderthals evolved was much colder than their original African home. They lacked technology we have today to keep warm, like insulated clothing or artificial heating. However, scientists have several ideas about how Neanderthals adapted to the cold, even without modern technology. Based on Neanderthal fossils, we can see that there were some physical differences between Neanderthals and modern humans, which helped protect the Neanderthals against the freezing temperatures. Compared to modern humans, Neanderthals had shorter limbs and broader torsos. These different body proportions reduce the total surface area of the Neanderthal body. From a biological perspective, this is beneficial, as heat escapes the body through its surface, and decreasing surface area increases the ability to stay warm. Not only do we see shorter limbs and larger torsos in Neanderthals, but we also observe them in modern human groups that live in cold climates. These include the Inuit and the Evenki, who live in Arctic and subarctic regions. However, the Evenki and Inuit people probably have better technology now than Neanderthals did over 40,000 years ago. Another way to study our past is by looking at our living relatives. Scientists study close non-human relatives like monkeys to try to gain more insight into our ancestral state. If a particular feature is shared by two close species, it is likely that the last common ancestor of these species had the same feature, and every subsequent ancestor and relative, unless there is evidence of change, also had that feature. Based on this assumption, scientists in the 1970s conducted an experiment on rhesus macaque monkeys to study how our ancestors might have reacted to the cold. They came to a conclusion that is somewhat controversial. The scientists divided the macaques into 3 groups. One group was placed in hot cages, one in room temperature cages, and the third group was placed in cold cages. They found that the monkeys in cold cages had significantly higher metabolisms than the monkeys in the control or hot cages, and concluded that the monkeys were relying on a special type of heat generation to stay warm. They believed that the monkeys were relying on burning one specific type of fat tissue, called brown adipose tissue. Brown adipose tissue is very effective at warming us up, but takes a lot of energy to break down, which would explain the higher metabolisms of the cold monkeys. Brown adipose tissue is a tissue that is found in human babies. This is important to baby survival because they cannot shiver to warm themselves. As humans grow, the levels of this tissue tend to decrease. However, some human adults retain brown adipose tissue. One study looked at people working in Scandinavia and found that those who worked in the cold outdoors had more brown adipose tissue than the people who did not. Because both monkeys and modern humans have this brown adipose tissue, especially in cold climates, logical conclusion that Neanderthals did too. We have physical evidence from bones that indicate that Neanderthals had shorter limbs and broader torsos. However, soft tissue like brown adipose tissue does not preserve, so instead we have to extrapolate from living species. Is this evidence convincing? What do you think?